Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's AYCG Gamecast, episode 476. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Shanidi.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Horns up.
And Tony Kokonakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners, to 476 of the Gamecast. Whew. Getting up there. As I mentioned on the movie cast, getting close to 500. We are starting to discuss topics. We'll be there in a short 25 weeks. Less than 25 weeks? I don't know. About 25 weeks. So, we're getting brainstorming ideas together. You have any suggestions for us? We appreciate the feedback. Let us know what you think. You can write us a podcast at allyoucangeek.net and give those suggestions to us. We got some news this week. We've got Game Awards coming up, so we're going to do a little bit of a preview for that. But we have, until that, we have what we've been up to. And I had a busy weekend because I finally took the plunge, and I shouldn't have done it because I got Fallen Order, and I got Pokemon, and I shouldn't have because I wasn't done with Outer Worlds, and I started playing Outer Worlds, and I got further. I think I told you guys this on Saturday, Mike. I told you the story where I really screwed. I don't think I screwed up my Outer Worlds gameplay, but man, I can discuss that for a little bit. I played a couple hours more of that, and I didn't know that if you steal more than like one thing, you can't talk your way out of it the second time at all. So I went to this colony, the Sanjar guy. I was told you I was the only guy who was letting be my pawn, essentially. In my opinion, in the, he was going to be on the board and be my pawn. I've been working with him on getting rep and everything like that. So I took a stim pack, and I was like, well, because I want one, I need one. And, this woman came up to me and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just intimidated her and said, I can take whatever I want. And she walked away. And I'm like, good, I got experience for that. And then there was another stim pack. I'm like, I'm just going to take this other one too. And I'll just tell them to go the hell away from me. Well, at that point, everybody opened fire on me in that office. I'm just like, oh no. And I'm watching him shoot me. I'm like, so I left. I left and came back and everybody was still shooting me. And I'm like, dude, please stop. And so I couldn't stop it. So I killed the entire city. I mean, I destroyed. There's nobody left in that. I wiped them out. Everybody was like being an asshole to me as I was trying to leave. I'm like, they were all shooting me. Even the people, the normal people were like being idiots to me, jerks. They were like coming after me. So I had to shoot them too. But they were all coming after me. So the one colony over there that I killed their leader to progress my story, the religious one, I can't go there anymore because I killed their leader. And now I can't. Now there's no colony left over there at the other place. So I'm like, yeah, I kind of wiped out a big planet of people. So that's
the
my
planet in the game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wiped that whole city out. There's like nobody. There may be a couple like peasants walking around still, but there are no commandos at all. Like, yeah, the guy at the lift. I can't remember his name. I said it on Saturday. I can't remember his name already, but he was so nice to me when I got off the thing. So I was leaving, and I'm like, oh, he's not red. Okay, I can walk past him, get on my ship, and leave. He's not gonna. I don't have to kill him. And then I walked near him, and he turned red, and I'm like, oh, I gotta kill you too, and I killed him too. But I progressed the story up into the. I started with the whole board stuff. How far along am I in that? I forget how far I got, but I'm further along in that. And then like the Fallen Order call has been like eating away at me. Like I want to play this game because we have our of the years coming up, and I want to have in what I think has a chance. Like I don't think Shenmue 3, no offense, Shenmue 3 has a chance to be my game of the year. I don't think it does. Mm-hmm. So I'm choosing Fallen Order to play before the end of the year to play it, and that's my. So
you haven't been spoiled on that yet, right?
Fallen Order?
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's the other drive to play the game. I have not been spoiled on it yet. So I know that there's
canon too. I mean,
yeah, but I know
there's
one.
You're doing your Star, like you mentioned in the movie cast, you're doing your Star Wars thing. Like, got to get this done.
Well, that's what happened. I was doing my Star Wars stuff, and I'm like, I have this Star Wars game sitting on the shelves, and I'm like, the only thing that was preventing me, Tony, like it's a Dark Souls style game, so it's like that was preventing me from playing because I'm like, it's not really my.
Not punishing like Dark Souls though.
No, it's not. So I am on the easiest difficulty because of my timing. Yeah, story mode, and it's not like it's still challenging. It's not like easy. You still have to figure out puzzles. There's a lot of puzzles, and I like that aspect. There's some Uncharted aspects of climbing too. A lot of that. I love. There's a lot of that actually, Mike. There's a lot.
I'm not a fan of that normally.
There's a lot of force puzzles too, like. using your powers to unlock other parts of the map. There's some backtracking. The game looks great. The control-wise, the character's a little bit sluggish. He's got that extra run thing where if you push forward, he kind of stumbles forward. So you can't just like stop on a dime, which is good. I mean, that's not a problem. But I have fallen off cliffs.
Momentum.
Yeah, I have fallen off cliffs and I have jumped the wrong way a few times, and I have glitched twice where I've fallen through the world. So that was fun. But overall, I'm really enjoying this game so far. I've probably played about 6 hours of this game so far, and yeah, I'm
so
really
better than Sekiro.
Yeah, because of the easier difficulty. Like Sekiro was the accomplishment to get out of that first area for me, and
that's it. I'm done. Accomplished.
Yeah, and I'm like, once I got through that second area, it's not even the first area, it was the second area. Once I got through that second loop area, I was like, okay, I'm good now. I'm done. I've seen enough. It's the counter system thing. I don't know. I don't mind the counter stuff, but I don't want to have to counter to win. So like I want to be able to just dodge sometimes, get around somebody, and then destroy them. And you have that option in this game with your force powers and everything like that. Enemy variety, it's stormtroopers, so there's not much of that. It does have the outer world issue of very similar creatures on similar planets. A lot of times too. I run into that. They look similar. I don't know if they are similar, but they look similar. So
I could see that thing.
And I can't not see Jerome from the actor. The guy, the character he played in Gotham. I just can't not see that. Like every time I look at him, I'm like, man. Like I even said this to Amanda. I'm like, I'm playing the game. I'm like, I really like this game, but I really don't like who they have playing the character. Like I would prefer that if they wanted to do the voice for him, that's cool. But make your own character up. That's what I was thinking. But they really should have customizable
those actors,
But they should really have a customizable character in this game. They really should. Like it's
if it's canon,
Nah, I guess. I guess. My thing is like, I mean, do we get? I mean, I don't know. I don't know any spoilers about this, so my theories now would be funny. And I don't want to see. I'm not going to say them because I don't want to see any reactions from people if it's true. But I'm wondering if other characters could be in this that I would love to see at some point. So
we already know some characters.
Yeah, apparently there was a little bit of a controversy about a Thanksgiving Day commercial here that dropped. For this. Game.
I know one person's in it. Yeah, I know the major overlord Sith might be in this. But
yeah, that's. I mean, I was actually spoiled about that earlier, so I'm like, oh, I'm glad everyone is now.
They gave it away. Like there was marketing. I saw marketing with that on there, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea, and it was on the freaking poster.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so for me, I'm like, I don't think I'll get much more spoiled, but we'll see. But so I played that. I haven't gotten to play Pokemon yet because I keep forgetting to bring my system to work. Plus, I'm doing the Star Wars run anyways because I play Fallen Order at home. Pokemon at work is my idea during my breaks, because it's Pokemon. I should be able to just pick it up and go. And so I'm going to play that too, to give that a shot for Game of the Year as well, because why not? Right now, I mean, there's a clear front runner right now, but Fallen Order, because I'm a big Star Wars fan, has a good shot. If I can finish that game, it's a great story. It has a really good shot. It has the traditional the respawn wall runnings in it, which is great. So you get a little Titanfall in this, but it's good. I mean, I like the customizable lightsaber. But there's really not, and I do like to kind of explore around the corners to get more experience, but there's really not much other drive because I hate ponchos as a costume. I freaking hate. I keep getting these ponchos to wear as my character, and I just have the original no poncho skin on. So, because I just don't like ponchos. I'm sorry. For those who like ponchos, I'm sorry. I just think they're ugly.
I mean, my problem is with the character, there's no way to make him look cool.
Yeah, well, it's true too. So that's pretty much it for me. That's what I've been up to. So, Corey?
Well, there's been a lot of stuff going on for me since the last couple of weeks. And big thing I already mentioned, the movie cast went to Florida to visit my brother for his wedding. They went to Disney, got to see Star Wars World, and obviously other stuff, which is fine. What's funny is I forgot to mention on the movie cast. I really wanted to see the Avatar ride because apparently that's like the best ride at Disney.
Really?
And the wait was 2.5 hours for that ride.
Wait, even with the fast pass thing, or you didn't do the fast pass?
Well, if you have to do the fast pass like weeks to months in advance, a month in advance, because otherwise you're not getting it because it fills up so fast. But I went on a different ride and people were talking in front of us. They were talking about the Avatar ride and said it was worth 2.5 hours.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I was like, well, okay, ring an endorsement there. Minutes, it's a 4-minute ride as well. But any case, after that came back, Tony and I, we went to PAX.
Yeah.
PAX Unplugged, which is the board gaming convention, not necessarily like PAX Prime or East or whatever, PAX West, PAX East, and the other ones they have. So this one's solely focused on tabletop gaming. There are video game elements now seeping into some of this tabletop stuff, but for the most part, it's tabletop gaming convention. And it was a lot of fun. I played a ton of games. I think I played like almost 20 games, board games there. Some of the standouts. One, the big surprise for me at the convention was Sorcerer City, which I don't really necessarily like tile laying games as a mechanism, whatever. But this game was really fun. It's like you have like a 2-minute timer, and you have to create a city with tiles in that time. Everybody's timed at the same time, and you're all going at the same time. And it's kind of like a Tetris-y thing where you're trying to create shapes and like build the most efficient type of thing and score the most points. It was really cool. I'm excited to try to get to play that again because I know somebody who has it. Oh. And then the funny thing, there's a pretty funny story. One of the people I go to a board game night meetup, I met him and his friend, Sean. I'm going to call him out right now because he doesn't listen to the podcast. He went to buy this game, Nemesis, which is basically the Alien game. It's Aliens the game, essentially. And they had a copy at some like vendor there. He picks it up. He's like, oh, it's $150. He looks on eBay. He's like, oh, it's $125 on eBay. I'm not gonna buy it now. So he then goes with his friend to play a game and demo like because you get to demo all these new games that just getting released. He went to demo a game and he goes to buy on eBay and he's like, oh shit, this is just the expansion, not the game. So he goes back to the vendor and it's gone. And they had 2 copies of this game. And then so he went around to every vendor at the convention and they said, no, we didn't have any. They were the only vendor that had copies of the game, and both of them sold when he wanted to get it. And this is day 1. So that night, because I have this game, we decided to play it. We're playing it, and we have it set up, we're playing it, and a guy comes up and is like, oh man, I love this game. I played like 15 times. And he's like, oh, so it's cool. Like, he's helping us out, like kind of like get the rules down a little bit. And his 2 buddies come up and they come up to him and like, oh, cool, we just bought this game. And he's like, really? He's like, yeah, and I just bought this game. Like, they only had 2 of them. And the guy was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
So, the guy that comes up to our game that helps us has the game. His 2 friends just bought like the game.
The only 2 that were available.
Yeah, and 3 copies of the game in their group. But it's like the 2 people in this entire convention, like out of all these people, like
happened to be the ones that knew everybody.
People, whatever it is, like happened to come out to him that day. Because the entire day I was hanging out with him. The entire day he's looking on eBay. He's, oh man, I should have got it. It's like it's the reverse of the buyer's remorse thing. It was pretty hilarious. So kept ripping on him with that. And the other standout thing I have to mention is we met some girl there, and we played a game called Medium. And Tony's friend was there, and so it was 4 of us. And the game's Medium, so it's kind of like what you're trying to do is create this psychic connection between the 2 people that you're partnering with at the time. And so Tony has a card, I have a card. We play the cards, and we look at them. So it's like nut and ball. I'm sorry, I screwed that up. It's almond and ball, and we both say nut because it makes sense. It links the 2 words together. The two girls there, like, oh, you guys are so dirty. Like, what the fuck? It's like you guys have dirty minds.
What?
Because they're thinking like.
Oh my god.
See, like, it's like that's their first thought. Our first thought is like, that's what a almond. It's a nut.
Yeah.
So so they go their turn. They fucking put down taco diver.
What?
It's taco and diver. It's like, oh my god.
Impressive.
Yeah.
And
wow.
So they don't even. It's not even like they shout the word. It's not even they say the word like softly. They like it's a pretty like significant, loud. It's like they're shouting it out because they're excited to say the word. And it's not a generic necessary word, but
sounds exciting.
they use a specific word for that taco diver.
Linguini.
So
Cunning
okay.
Linguini, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they both
That's
say
the name
it.
of the podcast, by the way.
Yeah, I'm like, they both say the word, and they just met each other like 10 minutes ago or something like this. It's like,
wow.
Oh my god. So yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, it was good times. Definitely excited for PAX come around. I'm definitely been way more into the tabletop games recently, as I've mentioned on previous podcasts. So been doing that a lot. Have not gotten to play any video specific games recently, especially with the traveling and stuff. Mostly just YouTube videos on the plane and that type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Mike.
I went back to Arkham City, Return to Arkham.
Nice.
It's sort of appropriate. It's not quite the Christmas game that Arkham Origins is, but it's still snowing. And again, I played through the main story, and I still think it's probably the best in the series, Arkham City. I finished it again, and I just tried to get back to that headspace that, like, what balls they must have had to pull off that ending, 8 years ago or whenever that was, like, just to actually go through with that and do it. It's crazy to me still.
Well, they cheaped out and kept certain characters in the game in the sequel still.
Yeah, but they didn't undo what they did though.
Sure. At the time, especially. Yeah.
You also didn't get the stupid bat tank.
No, and I forgot that the actual gliding traversal mechanics were really important to that game, because it was a key part of a lot of the Riddler challenges in the city there, and I forgot that because, in night, it doesn't really matter. Even though they have that, like, super grapnel boost thing, it doesn't really matter. They don't want you to do that at all, which is kind of silly. So it's definitely a better game than Night, even though it's older. And it was good going back to it. I think the combat was at its peak there. I think it got a little too easy maybe in Night. You had a little too many tools, and City was a little more balanced, and obviously it was a big difference over Asylum, but still, it's a great game to go back to. And then the other thing that I've been playing more of is Apex Legends. I'm more into that game now than I've been. I'm actually playing it by myself occasionally with random people. Ranked, I think ranked is what does it for me, because there's actual progression, so what you do matters. Like, getting kills counts towards your rank, or just surviving to the top 10 counts. So just because of that, like, now I'm more into it than I used to be. And I got a few wins lately, so that helps too.
Cool.
But that's been it for me.
All right. Cool. Tony?
Yeah, like Corey said, PAX was the bulk of my weekend endeavors, but I did get to try out Monster Boy. It's this indie retro 2D side scroller. It was on sale last week on the eShop, so I got to try that out, which is really fun and charming. It's like uses high resolution 2D animation sprite, like hand drawn sprite stuff. So it kind of looks like a Hollow Knight-esque game and stuff like that. So that's really cool. And then I just got, right before the Hotcast, I got to try out the first few levels of the newest expansion and the final expansion for Shovel Knight, Treasure Trove, which is the Killing Knight campaign. Which is really cool because it's like, oh wait, this game came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
That's crazy. It really
ridiculous.
is.
Yeah.
So
I was like, holy shit, man, like getting old. But yeah, it's interesting. King Knight has a new mechanic, but kind of, I guess, the fun draw or the not fun draw is that there's a card game mechanic in the game where he's like, I want to be a king, and he's like, I want to be the king of cards. So he's like, I'll make a deck, and it's just like the trope in popular RPGs are just like you just challenge people and you take their card if you win, they take a card if they win, and stuff like that. So it's just pretty fun and interesting in that regard, because it's like the one boss is like, you fight him and he's like, just take this deck of cards, get the hell out of my lair, like just leave me alone and stuff like that. It's like given to you to shut the fuck up and move out and stuff like that. So that's that, and we'll see. I might get Fallen Order. We'll see. I'm just we'll see. I think it's largely dependent on how much I like Star Wars next week.
I think, yeah, there's that, and I mean, it depends how much you pay for it. Like, I mean, I traded in. GameStop had some ridiculous credit They were giving $5 bonus credit per game last week, no matter what it was. So I had like Uncharted 4 and their expansion sitting on my shelf, and I was like, well, I'll trade these in. I ended up getting like $11 per each of them. And I'm like, holy shit. Wolfenstein 2 I got $11 for. Injustice 2 I got like $11 for, just the regular game. I'm like, these are games that I'm never playing, and they're just like sitting here. So, I ended up getting Fallen Order and Pokemon for free. And renewing my year of pro again. And still had $30 left over in credit, because I also traded Zelda, which was a big game. I wasn't gonna play it again. I traded Ultimate Alliance 3 because I'm just not gonna play that game. So, all right, let's get into some news. We'll finish up with this first one, but because it kind of ties together. Let's start off with the sales. Nintendo Switch, best week of sales ever in the United States during the Black Friday sales week. It had the best month ever, right? Or no, was that not confirmed?
Not confirmed.
It was? Oh, it wasn't?
No,
okay.
no.
I know that they were like, the numbers were insane for that week. It sold more than 830,000 units on Thanksgiving week. So the Switch numbers were insane, and those bundles weren't even that great.
Oh, it was last year's bundle.
Yeah,
exactly. Last year's bundle.
Yeah. Why I missed with the good thing? Mike, you're muted.
They didn't have discounts for a long time. Like, I remember last year, I was looking for one, and there wasn't much of anything. So I'm sure there was a lot of holdouts that are just like, all right, getting it this Black Friday, even if it wasn't considerably better.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same bundle, and it did very well. And there was a lot of
they don't really need to discount it.
There was a lot of Switch games on
the
sale.
Lite now too.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, that's helping as well, and that was discounted a little bit. I think you can get them for $175 on Google Shop. You could have, and there was a lot of Switch games on sale. That's something, because they have so many games out there. Like I talked about it last week, where I was thinking about getting Final Fantasy X2 or 10-2, 10. I just say X, but so just because it was $15, so there's a lot of discounted Switch games out there, so you could like immediately build a library now of cheaper games. Nintendo stuff was still pretty expensive, but even that was like $35 for some titles. So the Switch software, I think, drove its hardware sales there. I think, having the possibility of getting like Zelda for, I think it was $35. That's a pretty good deal. That's a great deal if you don't have the system yet.
Also, like, it's an easier, not easier, but it's like you could have multiple Switches in the home because, hey, Johnny wants the Switch, and now, Timmy wants a Switch too, because I gotta both have a Switch. They both have to have their own, that kind of thing, instead of sharing the console. So yeah, it's easier to get that into a home a second time, I would think.
Yeah, and then they gave some numbers too for the software. So Pokemon Sword Shield is more than 3 million in Americas, and then Mario Kart 8 is at 8.5 billion. Smash is at 8. Odyssey is at 6.5, and the port of New Super Mario Brothers U is at 1.5. So it's pretty crazy too. Pokemon going strong for just a week and a half in, or 2 weeks, whatever that data is. So
yeah, I'd say so.
Crushing it.
Yeah. All right. What's this next news about sets for Ciri and Geralt on Daemon Cross Machina?
Yeah, so that I don't know if you remember that. That was like this armored.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember this game. Yeah.
Armored core, like, mech warrior type, like, game. And they did some collaborations. The first two were like anime ones. It was like Code Geass and Eureka 7. It's like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the other one, they're like Witcher 3. And it's just like, what? Like, oh, wow. Okay, like, yeah, sure. We'll do this. I mean, I don't know if it's crazier that they pitched it, crazier that Project CD Red accepted it, or they just dropped that.
Studio went to which studio first? Also,
yeah, I don't know.
It's like, I have this great, like, I want to do a collaboration with you. Like, can we do something? And it's like, yeah, I got this great like mech fighting game. Oh yeah, I got this cool like fantasy game. Let's smash those together.
Yeah, well, I mean, like when he was in Soul Calibur, I was like, well, all right, like that's. You could make things happen to explain that away, but I'm just like, how do you explain this? I don't even know. So
wait a minute, are they acting as mechs?
No, the pilots.
Oh,
the
they're
pilots.
hot. That's
Yeah.
even. That's kind of weird too.
That's yeah. It's still
Yeah.
weird. It's still weird. Yeah. All right. League of Legends. Riot Forge is a new division of Riot Games that's now going to focus on publishing story-driven narrative games in the League of Legends universe.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got their own company now, right?
Yeah.
Subdivision.
So, yeah. So I mean, this is just what I've been talking about for like a while now. Just you have this super mega popular, one of the all-time greatest PC games that still pulls in millions of players every month with daily engaged users, and it's like you don't do anything with it. Like people release anything and people will probably do something with it. So just role-playing game, third-person action, narrative, whatever, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, whatever, fill in the blank, like do something. So they finally are. So we'll see that at the Game Awards this week.
Yeah, yeah. There's 10 new announcements at the Game Awards, new IPs. And I know Ghost of Tsushima is going to be one of them, but
no, that's not new.
No, that's not new. 10 games we've never seen
God,
before.
that's not. Oh, I thought it was like 10 new games coming. I thought it was going to be that included in that. Oh wow, 10 games we've never heard of. I've even seen before. That's cool. So, interesting. Because we're gonna get over a 4 minute. We're gonna get like a crazy trailer for Ghost of Tsushima at this thing. I think it's gonna be 4 minute. I think it was 4 minute.
I was like, I would love to see a release date, but that's so liquid right now. It's like it doesn't matter if we get a release date.
It means nothing. So
just give me a window. Did
you guys watch the teaser trailer for that game? It's all. I want to see the actual gameplay. Like I'm tired of seeing the cutscenes now. I'm like, yes, you've got me on these cutscenes.
But like the first thing we saw was.
I want to see it like I know. Yes, that's true. Well, yeah, I want to see more of it though. I want to see it like real. I'm sorry. I want to see real gameplay. I want them to sell me that this game is real because
that looks like you're playing. That's part of the game. Like you're gonna be.
We'll see.
Going right after that, like, right? It says to be continued at the end of it. So.
It's an illusion, Corey, until it's real. So. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm sure you're not controlling the camera as there, but then this is thing, you're gonna run at him or whatever.
I have learned all the time. Yes, I hope so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just taking it historically with their stuff, just like God of War and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It seems like you're taking control a lot still, even with a lot of these, Shenmue-inspired quick time events.
Yeah. All right. 2K is announcing finally Bioshock 4. It looks like is that happening? So I like the Schreier tweet. I saw that earlier.
Still waiting for that Vita version.
Yeah, the Schreier tweet about the fact that it's actually been in development for like multiple years now. Probably at least 2. It's been 4. I mean, it's been at least 2 years for a new studio, and 2 years I think before that.
Mm-hmm.
So Bioshock 4 has been in development for a while, but. So their game was announced, not announced, but said it's being worked on, right? So that's what we got.
I mean, that could be one of the games, maybe.
That could be.
And I think that's what we kind of want from these developers now. Start working
later,
on it before we hear about it, so you don't get.
I mean, this was a game that I was shocked they were sitting on.
Cyberpunk effect.
Yeah, I was shocked they were sitting on this game for so long as they did.
Well, Cyberpunk was being worked on for years too, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
I know, so we don't get that where we hear about this game for like a decade before it comes out.
He's saying don't let the news get out. Try not to lose it as is. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we still don't know when it's coming out. Like.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it might be announced. It might be announced Thursday, but we might not get it for 2023.
I mean, it could be 2 years from now. Yeah.
So.
Just because it's 2 years in development doesn't mean it's close to being done.
But I don't think it's gonna be like 5 years later, like.
Right. No, I mean it's nice when you get an announcement, where it's like, hey, Game Awards comes out in the fall or comes out in the summer, like that.
Yeah. I mean that's good under with video game announcements. So.
Yeah. This was good news. This was amazing news today for people who like MLB The Show. They have now partnered once again with MLB and the Players Union there to continue their partnership going forward.
This is Sony-owned studios.
Sony-owned studios.
Sony San Diego.
So they're continuing their partnership. If you hadn't known that it was a partnership where that game has been exclusively on PlayStation for a long time, the MLB The Show, and now they've announced it will be coming to multi-platform starting in 2021. So we will be getting
sooner.
MLB The Show on Xbox or as soon as 2021. I thought it was as soon as. Okay. I don't think it's going to be the 20. It's not next.
Not
version.
next year. You're right. You're right. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so that's huge. Sony's going to be kind of making a multi-platform game.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I play it occasionally. My brother's the one who really plays these games. They're good. I just kind of wish there was competition still, like another company
kind of
making
drive.
these MLB
Well,
games.
they made the best one, and they're continuing to make the best one. It's like, NBA 2K. Like, is NBA Live competition? Like, they put out two of them.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. That's why 2K is getting worse, is because Live keeps failing at existing.
But yeah, I mean, as far as like the NBA, the NBL game, the baseball games,
MLB, yes.
Yeah. Yes, as far as those are concerned, they've been pretty solid, at least. Can't complain about that. But as far as I do Madden's not good because there's no competition, and I could see 2K going downhill. WWE, for example, terrible, no competition.
Yeah. I know. Mike's saying there, right? 2K has been declining every year, and the wrestling games are.
Well, sales are going up every year. That's the problem.
And WWE as well. I mean, that's the problem. It's like, why spend the time to fix it if people are buying it anyways? Yeah. So I'm worried. I am a little bit worried about that. The MLB The Show quality. Since there is no competition out there. But
the thing, I guess the thing to take away from this though is that Sony San Diego is making a multi-platform game.
Yeah, that's the huge news. So, all right. Twitch is finally Microsoft has been swaying a lot of people to go to Mixer from their service to stream, and Twitch is finally paying up for a lot of their streamers to start staying there. $1 million deals, multi-million-dollar deals here. They're signing these big people. So I don't know any of these people because I don't really watch Twitch at all. But Dr. Lupo.
I know him from Destiny. That's all I know him from.
Tim the Tatman and Lyric will announce they have re-signed with Twitch in multi-year deals for multi-millions of dollars. And whew, I wish I was getting into pro gaming.
Cash.
I need to get into stream gaming and I have to get something, and then it's too late now. But I could have made a fortune. We all could have, but just missed the boat. So good for them though, making millions, playing what they love and whatever. So other news we have here is Microsoft's console next gen. Some details are kind of starting to leak out a little bit. Looks like these are all rumors from Windows Central. But they're apparently very credible rumors, to the point where the Anaconda system is being rumored to have 12 teraflops of GPU speed. So now, by comparison, people are wondering what this means. Is the Xbox One X I think has 6 or has 9? I can't remember. I think it's 6. It's 6 teraflops in the Xbox One X. Google Stadia, which people are just getting and paying for. And being disappointed from, by the way, still. I didn't mention that today. But that only has 10.7 teraflops. The next level of using servers to play your game so it's better than a console, it looks like it might have less than our next gen. Because PS5 is supposed to be as similar as Anaconda. So we're looking at around this power, which means Stadia will be underpowered when these systems come out.
I mean, makes sense. It was first.
I guess.
At the same time, they could upgrade those.
It's expandable, sure. I forgot to mention that service is. Did you see the Final Fantasy 15 coverage from Digital Foundry? They're paying for 4K, but the game itself is not sending to you at 4K. It's 1080p. It says 4K in the bottom corner of the screen, but when you get the bit sample rates, it's 1080p. So the Xbox One X is performing better than Google Stadia right now. So
I mean, it's a lot more factors involved in that. So
yes, but I mean the instant play thing. But this was the coolest tidbit I got from this this rumor from Windows Central. The coolest thing I got from this is games with load times anywhere up to a minute right now will be reduced to mere seconds as a result of the solid state drives, and the inclusion of Project xCloud, whatever that's going to be called, will allow you to start gaming immediately because you can stream while the game's download locally. So when no more of those, I got Fallen Order, I got home, popped the thing in and went out. And that's, what I mean? No more of that. I can start playing immediately by streaming at least while the game installs behind it. I mean, that's cool. That's what we need the streaming service for, really. I want to be able to install my games locally still in case I don't have internet, but to be able to stream parts of that game while it's installing is awesome because that won't use my data cap as much I don't have a cap here, but I'm saying if I did, I mean, they wouldn't use that cap as much there, and then you'll have it locally and you can start playing it that way. But you can instantly start to play that game. So I think that right there is a cool thing about the cloud services that could be coming from Sony and Microsoft next gen, which I think will be awesome. Like, I think that would be so good to have that feature.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other thing, Tony, you put up at the top about Microsoft with cheaper diskless, a diskless system? And I heard about this one. This one actually is interesting. So this was on the Rumor Central as well, the Windows Central. This one's called Lockhart, I think it is. And if you look at right now, it's we're growing again by teraflops on a GPU here. I think the Xbox One S is 1.2 or 1.5 teraflops. This diskless system, streaming system, will be a 4 teraflop system, and will be significantly cheaper than most consoles that you can think about, like entry point. So I think they're looking at I think that means
this is this generation, not next generation. Talk about.
Yeah, so entry point. So you're looking at like $299 or $249.99 as an entry point for this system at that price at that point. That's what I'm looking at this as.
That's too expensive.
What for? Yeah, but if you have a Anaconda system, that big 12, whatever the hell that is, for 500, because I don't see it being under $500 with a solid state drive. I just don't. But you'll have this one out for $250.
No way.
That's a pretty good entry for a brand new console that's out there.
There's no way it's $250, dude. No way.
You think it'd be more than that?
$299.
$299.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't disagree with what's going to come out with. I think it's too much for a diskless system. As well.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll get more news of that soon. Holiday 2020 for those. Let's talk about Game Awards. That's coming out. So on Thursday. Let's just kind of give us prediction, guys. What we got. What do you guys think? Game of the year. What do you think takes it?
IGN gave Control their Game of the Year.
I think Control takes it.
No.
Yeah. I'll go Sekiro.
This is the Kojima Awards. So
No,
No,
it's
I
going to be
still see it.
RE2.
Ooh.
it's gonna be.
Well,
what
are
is it?
we all different? Are we all different?
That's my guess. I don't.
This is
know.
awesome.
We're all guessing. We're all
Yeah, we all are guessing.
Yeah.
But okay, so RE2, which I also have that. I haven't started playing that. I got that game too. So I have to play that. I think I have to play that before we do our of the year.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the announcement of RE3 remake.
I'm sorry.
We knew it was
We mentioned
coming.
it, but now we have the trailer for it. So yes, it does exist. It's in April. It looks good. It looks really good. So I like the redesign of the characters. Jill, I like the redesign for her.
Mhm.
So I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so RE2 for Tony. I think it's Control. Mike thinks it's Death Stranding, and Corey, you think it's
I'll go Sekiro.
Sekiro. So we're all on different games for Game of the Year. This is pretty. I don't think this ever happened. I think we've.
They're all like weird games. Like
None of us really even like. I guess Tony
Is it?
likes his game, but otherwise,
I mean, I was high on Smash for a while, but I think that it's
Tony, you don't think Smash takes it?
I mean, I want Smash to take it, but I don't think it's going to because Western game journalists.
it's just too long ago too, and
Well, that too, yeah. I mean,
It does have that
That's
problem.
my
there's a
biggest-
huge recency bias in these things normally, and that's another reason why
It does have that
Say,
problem.
Death Stranding. I mean,
Devil
I
May
would
Cry
choose
5
Smash
came out
out
this
of
year,
the
didn't it?
field.
Didn't Devil May Cry 5 come out this year?
mhm.
I forgot about that game. I played through that game and beat it, and I forgot that game came out this year, by the way. So, but go on. Yeah. So, what are the categories? I mean, looking at like announcement-wise, game-wise, do we have any theories? Mike, do we finally get it?
I think so. I think this is it.
So we all know what we're talking. We all know what we're
Montreal,
talking
right?
about.
Montreal, not.
Yes,
not
Montreal Rocksteady. We'll never see or hear from for a while until next gen.
Never
at
for a
least.
while.
Well,
Yes.
Rocksteady, they wouldn't waste on this gen.
I think we
Yeah.
get Court of Owls announced. I think you're right here. I agree with Mike here. We finally get Court of Owls announced.
I think it's finally going to be announced. So
It
that,
has to be. I mean, it's the only. It's
They've
the last
already
thing in the
teased it
year.
so
It's
much.
literally the last thing in the year.
Shit or get off the pot at this point, Montreal. You know what I mean? Like, they are running out of time for this console gen. Like we just said that there's no way that whatever Rocksteady is working on has got to be next gen already at this point, because it's why would you waste that game on these consoles? So whatever that might be. But any other ideas, like theories, what we might get as a game announcement? Nintendo
Well, we
loves to
talked about
announce.
before, Bioshock I think is going to be there. But
Bioshock will be there. Nintendo likes to surprise us with stuff. What do you? I mean, right? They've done it, right? They've
What's left? Metroid?
There's no more Reggie at the show, by the way.
No, Reggie's gonna be at the show.
Oh, Reggie's gonna be at the show. No shit, I didn't know that. Awesome. Okay, great. That's good. I missed that part. Awesome.
you gotta have that Keeley interaction.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that whole thing is all.
I would love it if he came just to announce fucking Mother 3 releasing on the Switch after all these years. Finally, like at least a decade of people just fucking asking him that for that goddamn game.
Yeah.
Like it has to be the number one thing he's just so sick and tired of people asking him about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like anything that we don't know about that Mike can announce. Like obviously he's guessing at this point. Anything theoretical that we could be getting that's left for this? It's got to be this gen, right? They're not going to announce something that's way out.
No.
I mean, Bioshock is.
That's why I think a Nintendo game like maybe Metroid would be safe because
I think Metroid's far out.
But
Metroid, we know it's coming.
It's gonna be Switch. It's not
We've
gonna be
seen
next gen.
Because
We've
of the
seen a
internet
title.
just had the cancellation this year, essentially, that they're reworking the whole thing. Like, I don't see them announcing it at Christmas. Not to mention, it really hurts my bet with Tony because I have yet to see anything for.
We're both just like really like we're both at we're like it's like watching whatever things racing and they're just like at the starting
Yep.
up. It's like
come on,
anytime like. I mean, the thing is, Nintendo's dug into most of their like top tier franchises now, so this is when it starts to get really interesting into what they're going to do next. Like, obviously, we have Breath of the Wild 2, but are they going to do more sequels? Is like you're going to be an Odyssey 2? Because that game surprisingly did not have a lot of DLC stuff at all. Like, there's no paid DLC at all, and very minimal free updates, which is pretty weird considering all the other Nintendo games have gotten something generation. So
I really think we get Breath of the Wild 2 because it's going to be more of a the world's already built kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. This would definitely be a good time because I mean, E3 is back in June, so this is 6 months later, so they could actually show some like maybe gameplay or something like that. Get people drummed up, especially if it's for holiday 2020. To not necessarily combat, but like be like, hey, instead of buying those next gen systems, just buy, Switch. If you already don't have Breath of the Wild 1, you can buy both of them and stuff like that. So we'll see. But I mean, I could see something completely out of left field and just like some new IP thing where it's like either them dabbling back into like, I don't know, the horror genre, maybe resurrection of Eternal Darkness finally, because renewing the trademark, the trademark on the IP on that. So it's like, well, what are you doing? Again, it's like, what are you doing with this? So we'll see. But they'll definitely have something. At the very least, I think it's going to be the Smash Brothers 5th DLC character, which
predictions or inside?
I don't know. I've been hearing some rumblings of Halo on Switch recently.
Really? Yeah. Interesting.
So I'm wondering
do I get that? Do I finally get that? Like, just throw Master Chief in there, motherfucker. Just a Spartan.
Yeah.
Or maybe an Elite.
No, it would be Master Chief. Like, it's got to be. Like, don't pull in on this like, oh, Spartan. We don't give a fuck who the fuck this character is. It's not the main character of Halo. I could see either one or both of those being at the show here.
And they are chummy with each other now.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Microsoft's gonna they've been buying up studios like crazy, right? So, I think they're gonna have some like RPG style like game, like a Fable game, right?
It will be Fable.
If it's not a Fable game, it's gonna be like that, but might as well just put Fable on it.
Yeah, I think we get a Fable. Yeah, that makes sense. At this point, they've been working on something for that for a while. So at this point, again, it's like. I believe it when it actually comes out for Microsoft, but
I mean that's what we're just like, who knows?
Yeah,
and then I guess is it too early for Spider-Man? More Spider-Man?
I heard another interesting rumor that Spider-Man 2 might actually not be that far off either.
Yeah.
Right. I was you know.
I heard not.
They do
much-
like to announce things way ahead in advance.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we'll announce this 3 years later. It'll come out.
I heard rumors that it's going to be holiday 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, as long as they keep to New York, they really again built that world. You know,
Right.
it's not really they laid down the groundwork and stuff like that. They can expand it, do some couple new areas. You know, maybe more inside stuff. But I mean, they could concentrate on like stories, bosses, you know, set pieces, that kind of stuff. So
Is Mike, is NetherRealms still working on 11? Is it?
Yeah, but remember it pushed back. It's because of all the crunch controversy. Their schedule for all their DLC characters are way back further. So there's stuff happening early this year with like Spawn and Joker. They're both after January.
Oh, so I was thinking like
They're still
maybe
doing
we get
a
an
bunch of stuff on it.
Injustice. Maybe we get to Injustice 3 flip.
I think they give.
I
him
wish,
another year.
but I think we're gonna wait a little bit. I think that's gonna be after next year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we get? I'm trying to think like, what? I mean, we've already seen Avengers. I mean, I'm just like trying to think what else could be out there that.
I think we get like a smaller game that's like a instant classic style. Like, oh, this is gonna be great, and everybody's gonna love it because it's indie.
Instant artsy.
Indie love.
Yeah, got you.
Oh,
Gotcha.
I did hear about another rumor.
Okay.
That apparently Left 4 Dead 3 is in development, but apparently it's a VR title.
Yeah, I did see that on. I saw that on Twitter. Actually,
Yeah.
somebody was posting that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mhm.
crazy. So.
Which, I mean,
Uh,
I'm not gonna say I would definitely do it, but if there is a
Whoa,
title that would help
whoa.
get me to a VR set, that's a good start.
Not Half-Life. It's
No, I don't
Left
give a
4 Dead.
shit about Half-Life.
I
Yeah.
don't care about Half-Life either. I'm just
Yeah.
But how about a little Bloodborne sequel?
I would love a Bloodborne sequel, but I think if anything, Sony would save that for the PS5 exposition, whenever that's going to be, probably spring.
And
mean-
Elder Scrolls can't come out in anything else, right? There's nothing. It's out on everything.
But the thing is, I don't think they would I don't think they would announce Bloodborne 2 right now because they want to drum up Elden Ring. That I'm excited.
Oh,
I'm hoping
yeah,
it's going to be.
That
yeah.
might be it. Yes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
well, that we already know about, but as far as we don't know, yeah, we maybe get some actual
I
footage
want
of
some
it.
gameplay. Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know.
Gotta
We'll
get
see.
that George Martin shit.
Do we
before
get
it
some?
dies.
What about that studio that just picked up Telltale stuff? Right? Do we get something from them?
No.
No, too soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give them another year.
Can they churn those things out in like a week?
Uh,
That
I
was
think that was the problem. Yeah.
That was the.
Well, the problem was they weren't getting them out in time, right? They were kept getting delayed.
Yeah, they kept it delayed. So yeah. All right. I think that's gonna wrap up 476 of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll find out. I can't wait to go to the retrospect next week about this. So
We don't get any Moby Dick games, right?
No.
What was that? Remember Metal Gear 5? What was that game called? When they announced Metal Gear 5, but it was like from Moby Dick Games. It wasn't Metal Gear 5.
I can't remember. That.
I don't know, but I do remember that a little bit. Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. So.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in. Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. See you guys next week.